Mistress and Master Archie is at the bath. They never expected you. Did you send word you were back, Miss Justice?
No, I only just arrived now.
Well, sit down and I'll tell the Master you were here. Now, were you long on the train?
Since morning.
Now, Master Archie got your postcard with the views of Yu-Gi-Oh! You must be tired out, I'm sure.
Oh no, did you practice the piano while I was away?
Practice, how are you? Is it Master Archie? You know, he is mad on the milkman's horse now. Had you nice weather down there, Miss Justice?
It's rather wet, I think.
Oh, and look at that now. There is rain overhead too. I'll tell the Master you were here.
Is Mr. Rowan in?
He's in his study. He's wearing himself about something he is writing. Up half the night he does be, but I'll call him.
Oh, don't disturb him, Bridget. I'll just wait here if they're not long.
But I saw something in the letterbox while I was letting you in. Master Richard, Miss Justice is here for Master Archie's lesson.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Rowan, I did not want Bridget to disturb you.
Disturb me, my goodness.
There is something in the letterbox, sir.
Letters.
No, sir, only them Italian newspapers.
I'll leave them on my desk, will you?
Yes, sir.
Please be seated. I didn't think you would come back. It's been 12 days since you were here last.
I thought of that too, but I've come.
Well, have you thought about what I spoke to you about the last time you were here?
Very much.
And your answer?
I could not answer.
If I was an artist and told you that I had a book of sketches of you, you wouldn't find that so strange now, would you?
It's not quite the same place, though, is it?
No, not quite. I told you I'd not show you what I'd written unless you asked to see it. Well,
I will not ask you.
do you want to see it?
Oh, very much.
Because it's about yourself.
Yes, but not only that.
Ah, because it's written by me. Yes, even if what you'd find in there is sometimes cruel.
That is part of your mind too.
Ah, so it's my mind that attracts you then.
Why do you think I come here?
Why, many reasons to give Archie's lessons. You know, we've known each other a long time. Robert, you and I, haven't we? I've always felt your interest in me, even while I was away and while I was here. Perhaps you feel that there's some new thing gathering in my brain. Perhaps you feel that you should know it. Is that it?
No.
Then what is it?
Otherwise I could not see you.
Otherwise you could not see me.
I must go, Mr. Rowan. They are not coming back. I must leave.
But you're running away. Remain. Tell me what troubles you. Are you afraid of me?
Afraid? No.
Well, do you feel that you have confidence in me? Do you feel that you know me?
It is hard to know anyone but oneself.
Hard to know me. I sent you the chapters and letters of my book as I wrote them. For 9 long years, well, 8 years.
Yes, it was nearly a year before your first letter came.
But it was answered at once by you. Tell me, do you feel that what I wrote was written for your eyes?
I need not answer that question.
What is it?
I cannot say it. You yourself must ask me, Mr. Rowan.
Well, do you think I've expressed in my life or in my character or in my chapters and letters something that you could not pride or scorn?
Could not?
Could not because you dared not. Is that why?
Yes.
Out of want of courage or for loneliness? Which?
Courage.
And so you followed me with pride and scorn even throughout all this time?
And loneliness.
Do you love him still?
I do not even know.
And that was always one thing that made me distant with you, even though I felt your interest in me, even though I too felt that I was something in your life.
You were.
Yet that separated me from you. I mean, your names were always spoken together, Robert and Beatrice, as long as I can remember.
We are first cousins. It is not so strange that we are often together.
You told me of your secret engagement. He had no secrets from me. I'm sure you knew that.
What happened between us was so long ago. I was a child.
A child? Are you sure? It was over there in your mother's house. You played to your troth with a kiss, and you gave him your garter. Is it allowed to say that?
If you think it worthy of mention?
I think you have not forgotten it. I don't understand. I thought that when I'd left, Did my going make you suffer?
I always knew you would go someday. I did not suffer, only I was changed.
Towards him?
Everything had changed. His life, his mind even seemed to change after that.
Yes, I felt that you had changed too. After a year of receiving your first letter, and after your illness. You said so in your letter.
It brought me near to death. It made me see things differently.
And so a distance began between you two, like more and more.
No, not at once. I saw in him a pale reflection of you, and then that too faded. Of what good is it to talk now?
Well, if only you knew how I was suffering at this moment. For your sake, too. I wish I may be granted my dead mother's hardness of heart. For something within me, or without. I must find it, and find it I will.
Did she send for you before she died, Mr. Rowan?
Who?
Your mother.
She did not. She died alone, having never forgiven me. Fortified by the rites of Holy Church.
Mr. Rowan, why do you speak to me in such a way?
And what you say, that I speak this way, is my punishment?
Did she write to you? I mean, before.
She did. Bidding me to break of the past and remember her last words to me.
And does death not move you, Mr. Rowan? It is an end. Everything else is so uncertain.
And while she lived, she turned aside from me and from mine. That is certain.
From you and from...
From Bertha, and from me, and from my child. Can't you hear me? Can't you hear her voice mocking me as I talk? The walls are surrounded by them. She turned me away. On account of her, I lived years in exile, and poverty, or close to it. You know, I never accepted the dough she sent through the bank. And now her spirit lives in here.
All of this and not even after Archie.
Archie? My son, you think? Are you serious? A boy, a sin and shame. There were tongues ready here to tell her bitter heart all that was. About me, for Bertha, from our godless, nameless child. Surely you know the voice. The one that called you a foreign Protestant. A pervert's daughter.
Well, at least you are free now.
Well, she could not alter the terms of my father's will, nor live forever.
They are both gone now, Mr. Rowan. And they both loved you. Believe me, their last thoughts were of you.
Do you see him there? My smiling, handsome father. His last thoughts. I remember the night he died. I was merely a boy of 14. He called me up to his bedside. He knew I wanted to go to the theatre to hear Carmen. He asked my mother to give me a shilling. I kissed him and went. Those were his last thoughts as far as I know.
Do not speak like that.
But isn't there something so sweet and noble in it?
Mr. Rowan, something is on your mind to make you speak like this. Something has changed since you came back 3 months ago.
Perhaps he'll help me. My smiling, handsome father. No. Not the smiler. It's the mother's hardness of heart I need now. I'm going.
Well, someone has knocked. They have come back.
Bertha has a key. It is he. Whoever it is, I'm going.
He who?
Oh, probably Robert. Tell them I've gone to the post. I'm going to sneak out through the garden.
It is Robert you do not wish to see.
For the moment, yes. His talks upset me. Ask him to wait.
Will you come back?
If it please God.
Oh, my dearest cuz. Bridget told me you're here. I had no notion. Did you send a telegram to Mother?
No.
See, you're admiring my roses? Bought them for the mistress of the house? afraid they're not nice.
Oh, no, sir, they are lovely. The mistress will be delighted with them.
There's nobody in.
Oh, yes, sir. Sit down, sir. They'll be back now any moment. Master was here. Just a moment.
How are you, Beatty? How are all down in Yogil? Dull as ever?
They were well when I left.
Oh, sorry, but did not know you were coming. Would have met you at the train. Why did you do it? You have some queer ways about you, Beatty, haven't you?
Thank you, Robert, but I'm quite used to getting about alone.
Oh, well, I mean to say, well, you've arrived in your own characteristic way.
Mr. Han!
Oh, by Jove, Archie too is arriving in a characteristic way.
Goodness gracious, Archie, what is the matter?
I ran. All's yapping you.
Good evening, Archie. Why did you run?
I saw you from the top of the tram. And I shouted, Mr. Han. But you did not see me. But we saw you, Mama, and I. She'll be here in a minute. I ran.
And poor me.
Good evening, Miss Justice.
Are you disappointed that I did not come to the lesson last Friday?
No.
Glad?
But today it's too late.
A very short lesson.
Yes.
For now you must study, Archie.
Well, you're at the bath.
Yes.
Are you a good swimmer now?
No. Mama won't let me to the deep place. Can you swim well, Mr. Han?
Oh, splendidly. Like a stone.
Like a stone. Down that way.
Yes, down, straight down. And how would I say that over in Italy?
That? Gör. That is gör and this is sure. Do you want to speak to my pappy?
Oh, yes, I came to speak with him.
Oh, tell him he's in there writing.
No, he's not. He has gone to the post with some letters.
Oh, never mind, I'll wait. He's only going to the post.
But Mama is coming. Here she is.
Good evening, Miss Justice.
Good evening, Mrs. Rowan.
We thought you were still down in Yugo. Good evening, Mr. Hunt.
Ah, good evening, Signora. Just imagine, I had no idea either she was back till I found her here.
Ah, did you not come together?
No, I arrived first. Mr. Rowan was going out. He said you would not be long.
Ah, only now you arrived?
Yes, I thought of sending a telegram, but it seemed way too tragic.
I retire
sorry.
from public and private life. Her first cousin and a journalist, and I had no idea of her movements.
My movements are not very interesting.
Oh, a lady's movements are always interesting.
But sit down, won't you? You must be very tired.
Oh, not at all. I just came for Archie's lesson.
Oh, never mind the lesson. You must sit down and have a cup of tea now. I'll tell Bridget.
I will, Mama.
No, really, I would much prefer.
I suggest a compromise. Let it be a half lesson.
But she must be exhausted.
Not in the least. I was thinking of the lesson on the train.
You see what it is to have a conscience,
My lesson,
Mrs.
Miss
Rowan.
Justice.
It has been 10 days since I heard the sound of the piano.
Ah, very well, if that is it.
Let us have the sound of the piano, by all means. I know what's in Beatty's ears at this very moment. Shall I tell?
If you know.
The buzz of the harmonium in her father's parlour. Confess!
Yes, I can hear it.
So can I. The asthmatic voice of Protestantism.
Did you not enjoy yourself down there?
No, she did not, Mrs. Rowan. She goes there on retreat when the Protestant strain in her prevails. Gloom, seriousness, righteousness.
I go to see my father.
Oh, but she comes back here to visit my mother. The piano influence is from outside of the house.
Well, if you'd like to play something. But please don't fatigue yourself with Archie.
Oh, do, Beatty. That is what you want.
If Archie will come.
Listen.
And a little lesson too, very short.
Well, afterwards you must stay to tea.
Come.
You put this in my hand last night. What does it mean?
Do you not know?
There is one word which I have never dared to say to you. What is the word?
That I have a deep liking for you. I brought these for you. Will you take them from me?
Thank you. Why did you not dare to say it last night?
Oh, I could not speak to you nor follow you. There are too many people on the lawn. That I wanted you to think it over, so I put it in your hand as you were going away.
Now you have dared to say it.
You passed. The avenue was dim with dusky light. I could see the dark green masses of the trees, but you passed beyond them. You were like the moon.
Why like the moon?
Oh, in that dress, your slim body, walking those little even steps. I saw the moon passing in the dusk till you passed and left my sight.
Did you think of me last night?
Oh, I think of you always. Something beautiful and distant, like the moon, or some deep music.
And last night, which was I?
Oh, I was awake half the night. I could hear your voice in the dark. I could see your face, your eyes. Bertha, I want to speak with you. Will you listen? May I speak?
You may.
You're annoyed with me.
No.
I thought you were. You put away my poor flowers so quickly.
Is this what you wish me to do with them?
Your face is a flower too, but more beautiful. A wild flower blowing in the hedge. Why do you smile? Is that my words?
I'm wondering if that is what you say to the others.
What others?
The other women. I hear you have so many admirers.
Oh, that is why you too.
But you have, haven't you?
Well, friends, yes?
Do you speak to them in the same way?
How can you ask me such a question? What kind of person do you think I am? Why do you listen to me? Do you not like it when I talk to you in that way?
What you said was very kind. Thank you for saying it and thinking it.
Bertha, I have the right to call you by your name. From old times, 9 years ago. We were Bertha and Robert then. May we not be so now too?
Oh yes, why should we not?
Bertha, you knew it. The very moment you returned, the night you landed on Kingston Pier, it all came flooding back. You knew it.
No.
You saw it.
Not that night. I did not see it in you that night.
Well, when?
The night we landed, I was very tired and dirty.
Tell me, what did you see that night? Your very first impressions.
You were standing with your back to the gangway, talking to two ladies.
Oh, two plain middle-aged ladies, yes?
I recognized you at once. And I saw that you had got fat.
This poor frat Robert. You dislike him then so much. Distrust all that he says.
I think men speak like that to all women whom they like or admire. What do you want me to believe?
All men?
Yes.
I too?
Yes, I think you too, Robert.
All men then, without exception. Or with one exception.